Hello and welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu seeks German investment in vital sectors. Federal government seeks more fund to tackle tropical diseases. Plus, UN Secretary General describes death of civilians in Gaza as unparalleled and unprecedented. We'll bring you details of the stories and many more in a moment. Afternoon from the national scene, where President Tinubu has asked the German investment in vital Nigerian economic areas, including electricity and rail transport. According to a statement by the president's spokesperson, Ajuri Ngalale, Tinubu met the request at a meeting with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz and a meeting in Berlin outside the G20 Compact with Africa Economic Conference. According to the president, important growth enabling businesses in transportation, energy, and the generation, transmission, and distribution of electric power require German investment. The president said there should be a renewed urgency to the uneven and sporadic implementation of the Presidential Power Initiative, which is backed by Siemens. Away from that, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has approved the constitution of a multi-sectoral committee to drive the federal government's Human Capital Development (HCD) program. The multi-sectoral team consists of federal and state governments, state government donors, and partners who are expected to convene every 2 weeks to review the progress of work in addressing the objectives of the HCD program. A statement signed by Shettima's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications, Stanley Nkocha, revealed this to newsmen. According to the statement, HCD program focuses on 3 thematic areas: health and nutrition, labor force participation, and education, and 6 essential human capital development areas, including under 5 mortality rate, malnutrition, adult mortality, expected years of school, quality of learning, and labor force participation rates. In a separate development, federal government has urged philanthropists to contribute funds towards the elimination of neglected tropical diseases and TDs to meet the 2030 target in Nigeria. The call was made at an NTD's roundtable meeting in Abuja to mark Site Saver's 70th anniversary in the country. The Director of Public Health, Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Chukwuma Anyake, said more funds would help in eliminating NTDs, improve health status, and prevent mortality and morbidity in the country. He added that the country needs to have an investment case and intersectoral collaboration needed to address the diseases. From the red chambers now, the Senate Committee on Finance has berated the Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation (NAIC) over its inability to provide details of its finances from 2021-2022 to the third quarter of 2023. At an interactive session in Abuja, a member of the committee regretted the absence of receipts to prove NAIC expenditures from revenue claims. The committee, led by Sani Musa, Senator representing Niger South Senatorial District, also charged NAIC to provide detailed receipts of remittances said to have been made with the surplus revenue generated in 2023. The committee therefore mandated the management of the organization to furnish it with the corporation's audited account covering 2021 and 2022 up to the third quarter of 2023. Meanwhile, the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions has asked two students, Cyprian Igwe and Olamilekan Oledaro, who were expelled by the University of Abuja in July over an alleged plan to protest against a proposed fees hike, to appear before it today. The students had petitioned the Senate asking the Rate Chamber to intervene and prevail on the university authorities to reinstate them so as not to suffer for an offense they did not commit. Oladiru petitioned the Senate through Fadahunsi Adeniba, senator representing Osun East Senatorial District, while Igwe wrote through Victor Ome, senator representing Anambra Central Senatorial District. Both Igwe and Oladiru recently finished their final year examinations and were awaiting their result to proceed on the mandatory National Youth Service Corps when they were expelled from school for the alleged offense. In another development, the Minister of Transportation said Alkali has vowed to ensure the completion of full operation of Port Harcourt-Maiduguri rail network. The minister explained that upon completion of the rail line, Nigerians would enjoy good trade, access markets and business places, and also boost agricultural production and movement of farm goods. Alkali said the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri rail network is a clear testament to the current administration's commitment to infrastructural development, economic growth and national cohesion. He expressed his resolve to ensure that the rail project is not only completed on time, but also meet international standards. Away from that, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, has said that the Federation account is witnessing improved revenue inflows since the removal of subsidy from an average of 650 billion naira monthly to over 1 trillion naira in the last 4 months. The minister has stated these while in Asaba, the opening ceremony of a 4-day retreat organized for members of the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC. The minister, represented by the Permanent Secretary Finance Special Duties Okokonudo, said government had for long realized that petroleum subsidy was not sustainable. According to him, the subsidy administration eroded revenues that should have been available to fund viable expenditures that were critical to the well-being of the populace. Elsewhere, Osun State have unveiled commuter buses that would convey civil servant, students and other residents of the state along some selected routes. This is part of the measures to cushion the effect of removal of subsidy. The Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, represented by the Deputy Governor Kola Adeusi, while making this known at the official unveiling of the buses in Oshowo, said the buses would work between 6:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the morning shift, while those on afternoon shift would work from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. from Monday to Friday. Meanwhile, the Commissioner for Transportation, Sesano Yedele, while assuring residents of the state of more buses in the coming days, described the Adeleke administration as a workers-friendly commitment government. Now to Africa, where Liberia National Electoral Commission (NEC) has declared political veteran Joseph Boakai winner of Liberia's presidential election, beating incumbent George Weah. The NEC's president, Davidata Lansana, said Boakai won 50.64% of the vote against 49.36% of votes for former international football star Weah, giving 20,567 votes margin. Reports say the outgoing president and former football star won praise from abroad for conceding and promoting a non-violent transition in a region marred by coups. Still in Africa, Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC) opposition leader Moise Katumbi has officially launched his campaign for president at a rally in Kisangani. 1 month ahead of the election, the 58-year-old businessman has promised to fight graft, create jobs, and reform the country's ailing economy. Katumbi criticized incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi according to his records in the DRC's volatile east, where the army has been battling M23 rebels and other armed coups. He claimed the president was recruiting foreign mercenaries instead of increasing the salaries of military and police. On the foreign scene, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has said that the number of civilians killed in Gaza has been unparalleled and unprecedented. In comparison to any conflict since 2017, Guterres rejected the possibility of a UN protectorate in the enclave and called for a multi-stakeholder approach that will lead to a two-state solution. He added that everybody needs to come together to make the conditions for a transition, allowing Palestinian authorities to assume responsibility in Gaza. Still on the foreign scene, Brazil has recorded its hottest ever temperature of 44.8 degrees Celsius as part of the country endure a stifling heat wave. The National Institute of Meteorology, INMET, said the record was hit in the town of Araraquara in Brazil's southeastern state of Minas Gerais. According to INMET, the unprecedented weather has been attributed to the El Nino phenomenon and climate change. Meanwhile, the agency said Araraquara's high of 44.8 degrees Celsius had beaten the country's previous record of 44.7 degrees Celsius measured in 2005. Still to come in the news, Ivory Coast beats Gambia to clinch second win in 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Do stay with us.
Christmas season is here again. Are you aware that making your business or products visible on a television space gives your brand a wider visibility and patronage? In the spirit of the season, Spectrum Television is offering a whopping 25% discount on all services. Advertise your products and services while this offer lasts from 1st December 2023 to January 31st, 2024. We are a television with a passion to take your business and services on a satisfactory lane. You do not want to miss this opportunity. For more inquiries, visit our city office at number 2 Taft Plaza Close off Kakaitinen Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or call the following numbers on your screen. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. On our business news, the Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, has disclosed that thousands of jobs can be created through initiatives like a certified installer and maintenance program for Starlink and collaborating with hardware startups to produce repeater boxes locally. The minister stated that he mentioned the initiative to the Senior Director of Global Licensing and Activation of SpaceX, Rian Goodnight, when they met on the sidelines of the ongoing International Telecommunications Union World Radio Communication Conference in Dubai. Tijani, who shared that Nigeria was now Starlink's biggest market in Africa, noted that he also discussed the issue of connecting unserved and unreserved Nigerians and the possibility of creating new jobs with the SpaceX director. Still in business, statistical review of World Energy 2023 has revealed that the federal government has lost an estimated $16 trillion to natural gas flaring in 10 years. The Energy Institute 72nd edition of the review said the amount was lost from 2012 to 2022. A breakdown of the statistics showed that upstream and downstream oil and gas firms operating in the country flared the highest amount of gas in 2012, estimated at 12.9 billion cubic meters of natural gas, 9.2 million cubic meters in 2013, 8.3 billion in 2014, and 7.5 billion cubic meters in 2015. In health, pharmacists and pediatricians in the country have said that they are becoming increasingly concerned about the scarcity and hike in prices of essential medicines and the serious impact it is having on children's health. They said the scarcity and high prices of drugs used in managing pediatric cases would make treatment inaccessible for or unaffordable for parents, warning that this could lead to an increase in child morbidity and mortality. The pharmacists and pediatricians stated that the production and price of children's drugs had been affected by the forex crisis and predicted the scarcity of some drugs. Recall that the World Health Organization, in a recent report, ranked Nigeria as the second country with the highest number of maternal, neonatal, and child deaths globally. Still in health, medical experts have expressed concern over the increasing rate of loneliness among Nigerians, which they said could increase the burden of mental illness in the country if not urgently addressed. The public health expert and clinical psychologist who revealed that 50% of lonely people were at risk of mental illness noted that both older people and adolescents experience loneliness. According to the Association of Psychiatrists in Nigeria, more than 60 million Nigerians are suffering from mental illness, with only about 10% of them able to access appropriate care. The physicians identified westernization and social media dependence as some of the factors fueling loneliness in Nigeria. In outer sports, where Ivory Coast continued their perfect start in 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers with a 2-0 away win over the Gambia in Group F. Christian Kwame put the elephant ahead on the stroke of halftime, staring in from the middle of the box after Omar Diakite had a shot served by Gambia goalkeeper Mado Jobe. Midfielder Kwame had struck a